السلام عليكم جميعاً. الحضور الكريم يسعدنا ويشرفنا وجودكم بيننا اليوم. My name is Dr. Amal Madhi from Abu Dhabi Public Health Center, and I'll be moderating today's session. Okay, we are gathered here with the great members of panelists who will join me on the stage shortly, and we will talk about the narrative of environmental burden of disease on human health. In the evolving landscape of global health, a significant and often overlooked narrative emerges: the environmental burden of disease. It is a narrative of interdependence between environment and human health. A dilemma that underscores the critical role of our surroundings play in our well-being and our health. The environmental burden of disease is a multi-layered narrative that calls us to consider a complex web of factors influencing health outcomes, from air and water quality to the built environment. The ecosystem we inhabit have a profound impact on our health, whether it's physical or mental. The narrative this session embarks upon today paints a vivid portrait of the quest to navigate these dynamic challenges. Not taking more of your time, ladies and gentlemen, please welcome me on the stage our panelists of today, Her Excellency Dr. Farida Al-Hosani, Executive Director, Infectious Disease Sector, Abu Dhabi Public Health Center. Next, I am calling on the stage His Excellency Mr. Ahmed Baharoun, Executive Director, Environmental Information Science and Outreach Management, Environmental Agency, Abu Dhabi. I would also like to call on the stage Professor George Thorsten, Professor of Medicine and Population Health, Division of Environmental Medicine in New York School of Medicine. A warm welcome to all of you, and thank you for being a part of today's session. And not taking much of your time, ladies and gentlemen, the first question goes to you, Your Excellency. Dr. Farida, you have been working a lot on the intersection between environment and health. So what are the major climate contributor to environmental burden of disease in the UAE?
First, I would like to thank all the attendees for making the time to be here today. This is a special day during COP28 where the focus goes on health and the intersection between environment and health. I believe that this centering health in the mid of the climate action will help us to provide a strong reason for acting immediately to reach and mitigate the risk of climate change. With regards to the estimated burden of disease, we believe that there are many factors that are existing today that are impacting our health in the environment. According to a study that was established in UAE in 2013, at that time in 2013, number of deaths associated with environmental factors were around 600 deaths in 1 year in UAE, and we are talking about 10 years back. I believe that with the increasing climate change and increasing hot temperature, we believe that there will be a huge impact in the number of deaths and the number of hospital visits. There are hundreds of thousands hospital visits that are directly attributed to, can be prevented and attributed to environmental risk factors. Given that there are many possible scenarios of carbonization, we believe that it will even worsen the situation if we don't act fast. For UAE, for example, heat stress is one of the major factors that affecting and causing cardiovascular diseases and related to heart attacks. And this is one of the direct causes of death. In addition to that, we have the dust, the particulate material that are existing in the environment is also affecting human health, causing chronic respiratory conditions, allergies, chronic diseases. That is associated with hospital visit, associated with also death, direct death related to environmental factors. In addition to that, we have the pollutants. There are multiple pollutants that also could attribute to chronic conditions in humans. We believe that also the climate change, the global warming that is happening, going to impact the vector-borne diseases. And there is estimation that even, actually we are living it now, because we see that, for example, mosquitoes, ticks, they are increasing and they are presenting in countries where it was not existing before. We see increased burden of dengue fever and malaria that was not presented before in the previous years. So all of those factors are really a direct impact of the current global warming that we are all facing.
And what adds to the problem, Dr. Farida, that the impact of climate change knows no border. My next question is to you, Your Excellency. The study that Dr. Farida just mentioned, I believe that you were, the Environmental Agency Abu Dhabi was one of the main stakeholders contributing to the success of that study. I would like to ask you, what has been the role of the Environmental Agency Abu Dhabi in the development of the environmental burden of disease model for Abu Dhabi?
Thank you. First of all, I would like to congratulate our nation, our president of the our National Day yesterday. Again, during COP28, it's been a lot of proud moments for us here in the UAE. I would like to echo as well what Dr. Farida just mentioned. In 2008, the Environment Agency Abu Dhabi initiated the model of environmental burden of disease, and then DOH, along with DOH, which then they took it along, and then they've updated and added a lot to it. Our role was to provide the data. The Environment Agency Abu Dhabi has air quality data from 20 stations across the Emirate of Abu Dhabi, and we also have 2 mobile stations to get as much coverage. These data are obtained mainly through our monitoring program, through remote sensing,